The Liberty finished up their West Coast trip with a dub in LA. Rebecca Allen came up huge with 2 blocks down the stretch against the Sparks to secure the win. Benijah Laney just continues to show she is one of the league's top stars. She had a great trip. Sabrina Ionescu, she's back and has come off the bench the last 2 games for Walt Hopkins, and his squad will need another team effort tonight as they face a red-hot Chicago Sky team. Since Candace Parker returned from injury, they have won 5 straight. 2 of the top 5 assist leaders are in the building tonight in Ionescu, and the top sharer in the W, Courtney Vandersloot. We are so happy you could join us here on this Juneteenth celebration at Barclays Center as the Yes Network proudly presents New York Liberty basketball. Tonight it's the Sky and the Liberty in Brooklyn. And before we get going here, we have to welcome 2 new members to our Yes Network family. First is Jacob Rockford Samuel Brain. Jules Vianney Brain had her baby earlier this morning. And of course, the superstar sitting to my left, Ashley Battle, the former New York Liberty. Thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure to have you on the call tonight.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here. Can't wait to get started.
You should be super excited. We have a great game tonight, but first let's talk about that West Coast trip that the Liberty had. What did you see out of the team on the West Coast?
I definitely saw them get back to focus in their last 2 games. So it's great to be back in Barclays, and it's good to see what's going to happen tonight versus the Sky.
All right, we'll see what happens with the Sky, but one thing's for sure, Rebecca Allen will probably play a big role, Ashley, in this game tonight against Chicago. Lately, she has been phenomenal for Walt Hopkins.
With Ionescu out, she has to be one of the focal points of this team, and she's been doing it all. Defensively, offensively, shooting threes, getting steals, making big blocks towards the end of games.
She's getting into passing lanes too. She's making big shots, as you said, but defensively is where she's really striving now for this New York Liberty team. We've been waiting all season really for her to get her legs back underneath her, coming back from playing internationally in Spain. And I think it's safe to say, based on all these numbers here, that she's got her seafoam legs back, if I may. 4 3-field goals made in back-to-back games. First time in her career she's done that. You could see her numbers in June in 6 games. She's averaging close to 13 points per game. It was a slow burn for Rebecca Allen coming back from Spain, but it seems like she is in lockstep now with what she's doing here with this team. Now, tonight she'll have to play a huge role for Walt Hopkins, as we mentioned, Ashley, because coming into this building tonight is a Chicago Sky team that has won their last 5 straight. Now, Candace Parker, when she was hurt, they were 0-7. She comes back, rip off 5 straight wins. When Candace Parker is on the floor, what kind of a difference does that make for the Sky team?
Candace does such a great job of controlling tempo, controlling the game. She can get whatever she wants on the court. If she wants to shoot a 3, she can take that shot. If she wants to bury you in the paint, she can do that as well. She's so versatile, getting 8 rebounds a game with 3 assists per game and block shots. It's a very tough person to guard.
Yeah, I was watching the game. Lisa Leslie did the game against Connecticut, and she was talking about how she was the OG when Candace came in the league, and now Candace is now the OG, and she's led them to that 5-game winning streak. And again, we mentioned they lost their previous 7 games. You're going to see a lot of assists tonight between the Sky and the Liberty. They're in the top third of the league in that category, and plus the Sky, they're rebounding as well. 37 per game almost. Coming up, a Juneteenth celebration here at Barclays Center. It's AB and C and the Liberty and Sky when we come back right after this break. New York Liberty basketball on Yes is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win. Take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's contest between the Liberty and Sky. Chicago has 6 players averaging in double digits this season. The only other team in the W with those kind of numbers, the Las Vegas Aces, and 4 of them are in the starting lineup. Kalia Copper, Candace Parker, Diamond DeShields, Courtney Vandersloot. They're all averaging in double digits along with Stephanie Dolson. She will be at center as for the New York Liberty. Rebecca Allen gets another start along with Michaela Onyenwede. Kylie Shook, Benijah Laney, and Sammy Whitcomb for Walt Hopkins' squad. As you take a look at the Chicago Sky getting ready for tonight's action, led by their head coach James Wade, won the Coach of the Year award in 2019. He's got a 39-31 record in his third season with the team, the head coach and GM of the Sky. And Walt Hopkins in his second year with the New York Liberty. Walt 7-6 this season, a complete turnaround from last season in the bubble. So many injuries, so many opt-outs last year. Liberty winning just 2 games last season. And James Wade and Walt Hopkins were both underneath Cheryl Reeve on the Minnesota Lynx before they got their head coaching gigs with the Sky and Liberty. So these two know each other very well, coming from that same coaching tree with Cheryl Reeve out in Minnesota. Shelly Patterson was out there with them as well. She, of course, is now on Walt's staff as we are getting you ready to go here. Liberty in their very familiar Seafoam, and Ashley, you're extremely familiar with the Seafoam.
I just love Seafoam green.
What's not to love
What's
about
not to love
Seafoam
about
green?
Seafoam green?
Liberty have a 2-2 West Coast trip. They beat the Phoenix Mercury, lost 2 to the Las Vegas Aces, and then they wrapped up that West Coast trip with a win over the LA Sparks. And now, after coming back home, they landed 5 o'clock yesterday. They are underway against the Chicago Sky, and Rebecca Allen controls the tip from Kylie Shook, and we're underway. Here at Barclays Center on this Juneteenth celebration, the first one that the Liberty are holding in their history, as Laney displaces her defender and lays it up and in. That was Kalia Copper.
Laney did a really great job of keeping balance on that play. There was some contact and was able to finish with the left hand.
Candace Parker being bodied up by Michaela Onyenwede, and good defense, standing straight up and down, able to get the block there. Great D there, Ashley.
Absolutely. I thought for sure they were going to call a foul on that, though.
The former player in Ashley wanting that call probably from up here.
This is great defense right here as well, with a nice strip going off of her leg, going possession.
What have you seen from Benijah and her growth since she was cut to the most improved player in the bubble last season to this season?
Really, a lot of it is just confidence. She's always been able to play the game, but now she has a long leash. She's able to play freely, and you can see what she's been able to do once a coach has fully trusted her wholeheartedly.
And Walt brings that up all the time. The player has to have the confidence as Dolson gets the little tap in to go, but not only does the coach have to have the confidence, the player has to have it on the floor.
Absolutely. I mean, it helps tremendously when your teammates and your coaches believe in you and believe in your ability, believe what you can do on the court. And if you have that unwavering confidence, is something that Gino used to say to us all the time. You need to have unwavering confidence when you're playing. But it just helps tremendously when your coaches and teammates also believe in you.
Courtney Vandersloot out to Candace Parker here. And now a long 3, no good. And the Liberty control as Onyenwede dials up long distance, no good. Board goes to the Sky.
A little rushed on that shot. I would like to see the Liberty pass it around a little bit, get in a set, and get a good shot.
Candace Parker, nice move inside, but she can't get the roll, and it's ripped away by Sammy Whitcomb. Rebecca Allen on the wing. Tried to get it inside to Kylie Shook, but it was stolen away as Courtney Vandersloot with the mid-range, and
that's her shot right there.
That's her shot right there. She can hurt you from downtown as well, but her mid-range is phenomenal.
And who said there was a lost art of the mid-range game?
I always say that as Rebecca Allen comes up with there from her mid-range attempt.
Here's Candace Parker doing it all again, rebounding, bringing the ball up, and starting the offense.
Both of these teams have had their issues with turnovers, and that was almost another one. Ball knocked out of bounds by Whitcomb. The Liberty, 30 turnovers against the Sparks leading to 37 points for LA. How New York escaped LA with a win is beyond me.
That is doing the unbelievable. Typically in games, when you have that many turnovers that lead to that many points, it is very unlikely for you to come out with a W.
Almost another one there as Whitcomb has to dive onto the floor. James Wade not happy with that foul call, as the Liberty will get it side out with 14 to shoot. But as Ashley was saying, these teams are 11th and 12th in turnovers this season.
She got her hand on the ball. That wasn't the foul. The foul was when she jumped on her back. That's where a lot of the contact came.
The Sky averaging 16.5 turnovers per game. They're 11th, and the Liberty, it's 17.4. As Onyenwere tries long distance again, no good. Allen is able to tip it, but Dolson corrals it. Vandersloot goes baseline, blocked by Onyenwere, and the ball hits the baseline, so it'll be Sky ball with 16 to shoot here.
Ooh.
Nice look inside, and Parker is fouled.
She is frustrated that she missed that shot. That was a great play. Great screen. And yeah, very frustrated that she missed that shot.
Sammy Whitcomb just a hair late getting that left hand up, but a tremendous pass, and Parker at the line shooting two.
It almost looked as though Sammy was caught off guard and didn't know that Candace was coming down the lane, and she had to react that way or it was going to be 2 points.
Parker, the #1 overall pick by the Sparks back in 2008. And she signed in the offseason with her hometown Chicago Sky. She was a 3-time Miss Illinois basketball.
I'm actually shocked that it wasn't 4.
And
like, who could have got it?
She gets the steal here. Gives it up to Diamond DeShields, who lays it up and in. And it's a 6-point lead for Chicago here in the early going. And Walt Hopkins said before the game, he noticed his team getting in late from LA yesterday, a little tired, a little sluggish in shoot-around today, wondering when they would get their legs. So Benijah Laney ends the drought. She has all 4 points for the Libs.
Laney looked pretty good right there, not very sluggish on that move.
No, not at all. The legs are strong in Benijah Laney, that's for sure, as Jazz Jones checks in.
You see Benijah coming in with a side step and a nice little floater over Candace.
See, I watch Benijah Laney play. I watched her last year in the bubble, watch her this year with the Liberty, of course. And I keep saying to myself, great look by Shook inside to Laney. She's got all 6 points for New York, but I keep saying to myself, and I know there's only 144 spots, but how did this player get cut from a team?
Sometimes it's all about opportunity in the system, and oftentimes it has nothing to do with your talent. I mean, obviously she's a very, very highly talented player, but sometimes the system isn't right.
And that one goes off Laney. It'll be Sky ball, and you know, as we take another look.
With the backdoor cut, it was a great pass as well. Nice finish with the left hand.
But you were drafted by the Seattle Storm, and you were cut, and you came back strong, and you had a great career here with the Liberty.
Absolutely. Again, it was a system thing where they didn't like my height. I mean, I really can't control that, but it's okay.
They don't have pills for that?
I mean, if someone can make me 6'2", I would. Please, I may get a 10-day contract if you can make me 6'2" right now.
I would take 6'4" in a heartbeat. I always wanted to be taller. I wish I was a little bit taller.
I wish I was a baller.
Skilo. Candace Parker for 3, and she connects. My partner, AB, said that in the open. She could hurt you from anywhere on the floor, and she does it from downtown right there.
Candace has been doing it all for such a long time, and it's just so great to see her still out here competing at a high level.
And the Liberty missed Nay Odom, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but as soon as she came back into the fold, Ashley, she has made an impact.
The Liberty has to do a really good job at protecting the lane. It's difficult when you have a lot of your taller players out, but she's doing great right now, just getting in there and competing.
Laney gets stood up there by Diamond DeShields, and she is rewarded on the break and lays it up and in. Good defense turning to offense for Diamond DeShields.
Diamond is another player that's a very, very highly skilled two-way player who can play tough defense, compete offensively as well, and if you want a little pizzazz like she did on that last layup, she'll give you that too.
Liberty down 13-8 here. Just under 4 minutes to play as Parker misses. And she comes up limping a little bit, back down the floor. She did have that ankle injury as Shook tries the three and can't connect. Liberty struggling from downtown early here. They are 0 for 6. Baseline from Kalia Copper, no good. Outlet out to Nay Odom. And early on, Ashley, they're letting them play.
They are letting them play. It's physical. Sometimes you kind of like that as a player, but sometimes I bet they're really tired right now because there hasn't been any stoppage in play, and they've been going solid for a solid 3 minutes now.
I got to be honest, I like that as a fan too. We're going to step aside here. Just under 3 minutes to play. The Sky with a 5-point lead over the Liberty. We're back right after this. We're back, Liberty trailing by 5. Hey, three-time NCAA champion at UConn, undefeated season in 2001-2. Went 39-0, 2003 Big East Defensive Player of the Year. My partner, Ashley Battle, 6 WNBA seasons from 2005 to 2010 with the Storm, Liberty, and Silver Stars. And this is my favorite stat about you. 144 of possible 145 games played. The Iron Woman is sitting to my right as Jazz Jones hits that jumper.
I didn't even know that stat, so that's pretty remarkable. I wonder what happened in the one game I didn't play in. And that's kind of concerning for me right now.
Probably lost. If you weren't involved, they probably lost that game.
You know what? I'm going with that.
We have to get Samantha Hickey on the case, our graphics coordinator, see what happened in that game that you didn't play.
That was a pretty cool graphic. I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, that's me right there.
Allie Quigley from downtown, no good. Rebound to Ruthie Hebert, kicks it back out.
Can't give her two of those back-to-back. Step up and make sure you guard that.
Dribbles in a little bit. She's 0 for 2 from the field since checking in. Sabrina Ionescu is checked in as well. Hands off to Michaela Onyenwede for 3, no good. So Liberty now 0 for 7 from downtown. And remember the last time these two teams played, Ashley, they hit and tied a franchise record 14 threes.
I think that's just a testament of the long road trip. They're just coming back. They got in late last night at 5 p.m. and
Jazz Jones gets the little deflection there to herself, and then Azare Stevens with the good work on the boards, boxing out Sabrina Ionescu, and she'll be at the line shooting one to see if she can give her Sky team a 4-point advantage.
But going back to them getting in late last night, you can tell in all their shots they're short. So right now it's going to be really important for the Liberty to use their legs, especially on their long ball, because every shot that they've taken thus far has been short.
Well, we talked about this earlier in the week, how that first home game back from a long trip is like a road game. Is there any truth to that?
There is, and their legs probably feel like Jell-O. I mean, the last trip is a 5-hour flight coming back from LA, and you're coming right back into the gym and playing again. So I'm sure they're tired, and by the end of the game, as the game goes on, you'll see them get their legs back.
As Allie Quigley with a little floater in the lane there for the Sky. Sabrina Ionescu, we mentioned she's back into the mix here, working with the second team. What have you seen from her lately, and what do you think she needs to do a little bit differently, maybe, Ashley, if that's the case?
You know, going back into the last couple of games, she struggled a little bit offensively, and just really, I would really like to see her get an easy bucket. Just an easy bucket, whether it's a layup, get into the free throw line. I think that could really get her going.
We'll see if she can start getting to the free throw line. Nice look there to Dee Richards. She hesitated, but she gets it up and in.
That's one thing she could definitely do, is pass that ball.
Liberty 7 field goals, all in the paint, so they mostly do their damage from the perimeter, but as we mentioned, they've missed their first 7 shots, so you got to flip the script at some point, right, Ashley?
Absolutely.
Nice move there by Allie Quigley, getting the turnaround to go. And Quigley, quickly off the bench, has 4.
Allie is just very steady. Always has a great pace to the game. She knows exactly what she's going to do, turn around. Can't stop it, really.
No, and she could kill you from the perimeter as well.
Definitely can't stop that.
And she's got that quick trigger as well. It's amazing how fast.
It's deceiving.
Yes, it is.
She's deceivingly quick.
Jazz Jones misses there to end the first quarter. Liberty trail by 6 to the Chicago Sky. We'll see if they get their legs back in the second quarter. Maybe we'll see more of this. Great look from Sabrina to Dee. We're back right after this. By 6, we mentioned at the top of the show that we have a new member to the Yes Network family, and there he is. Jacob Rockford Samuel Brain, Jules Vianney Brain, my partner, gave birth earlier this morning, June 22nd, 2021. So congratulations to Jules, her husband Josh, the entire Brain family, and the Vianney family as well. And Jules, of course, will be back with us later in the season after she spends some QT with that new cutie.
Oh, I see what you did there. They stayed with the J's.
How about that?
Triple J.
Yeah, I like it.
She didn't have control.
Double dribble here. It'll be Sky Ball leading by 6. So another turnover for the Liberty. That is their
Achilles.
6th turnover, and indeed their Achilles tendon, as they had those 30, as we mentioned earlier, against the Sparks. Hebert, great work on the offensive glass, gets it to go, a little slow getting up. A little bit of a hitch in her giddy up as she was trying to get back down the floor. She battled out her former teammate, Sabrina Ionescu. Laney, no hesitation, no good from the corner, and Hebert with the rebound as she's still trying to find her gait once again coming down the floor.
I think that makes Liberty now 0 for 10 at the 3.
Absolutely it does. 7 of 22 from the field, 0 for 10 from downtown. Good closeout there from Jazz Jones. No one goes out for Azare Stevens, and she makes them pay.
If there's one thing that we'd like to call her Slim, you know, another UConn grad right there. If there's one thing that she can do is shoot the ball. She's a very good shooter, always has been, always will be.
Yeah, you talked about Gino and confidence. Did those UConn teams have confidence? I'm just curious.
I mean, we had a little bit of swag to us.
A skosh, if you will.
I mean, we definitely took on our coach's persona once we got onto the court.
That was very evident, and it still is today. He has built an absolute powerhouse in Stores. Nice look from Laney to Allen. Turnaround jumper, no good. Kia Stokes couldn't come down with the board, and Azare Stevens running the break here against 3 Seafoam jerseys, kicks it out. Lexi Brown, no good from 3. Jazz Jones had a little trouble with it, but she gets it to Beck Allen. Laney stopped there by Stevens. Turnaround jumper is good. Whenever the Liberty need a big bucket, Laney provides it.
That was such great footwork. I think that you mentioned something earlier in the broadcast about how she's developed, and that was a great example of how she's been able to develop over her career. Turnaround, you have Stevens, who's a tall player. Turnaround, footwork, not there, turn, fadeaway jump shot. Nice move.
I don't know if you were privy to the Twitter beef that was maybe, I don't know, hours long between Jazz Jones and Skylar Diggins-Smith, because they did post a move by Skylar Diggins-Smith. And all Jazz Jones was saying was, why didn't you post my girl's move, Benijah Laney, because it was just as good. And then a little back and forth, little tete-a-tete happened.
That was great.
It all smoothed over, but it was good to have a little back and forth beef on Twitter. Another turnover there from Jazz Jones, though. Walt Hopkins is not going to like that.
The Liberty can't have unforced turnovers like that, which can potentially lead to baskets on the other end. They're already a high turnover team as it is, and you have to limit those unforced errors.
We haven't been strangers to the quick hook from Walt Hopkins. If someone is turning the ball over, I remember a game earlier in the season where Beck Allen just came back from Spain and she was on the floor for 3 minutes, had 3 turnovers. Nice look from Ionescu to Kylie Shook, and that could get her going, Ashley.
Absolutely, that was great. She showed great patience on that play because she waited and waited. It was like, she's coming, she's coming. As soon as she rolled down the lane, there was a pass right there waiting for her.
Stevens can't get the bunny to go. Nice look up to Wickham. Just inside the three-point line, no good, but Allen is there to clean up on the glass. And the New York Liberty have cut this lead back down to 5, and I crack up every time I hear that. They play the beginning of Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back.
That's a great song.
Becky, look at her, you know. Can't help but chuckle when I hear it. Nice work here on the defensive side by New York as Quigley with the foul on Sabrina Ionescu.
That was a good foul because the Liberty were definitely about to score on that.
We're going to step aside, just under 6 minutes left. Liberty chipping into this 5-point lead. Back here at Barclays Center as we're celebrating Juneteenth tonight. The Liberty trailing by 5. Tomorrow on Yes, catch the Yankees' next game as the red-hot Gary Sanchez and the Bombers battle the Kansas City Royals in the second game of their series at Yankee Stadium. Coverage starts at 6 on Yes and streaming, of course, on the Yes app. As we're back to action here, Rebecca Allen can't get the 3 to fall. Liberty down by 5. They trailed by as many as 11. As Courtney Vandersloot back in running the show for James Wade Sky. Chris Sheeran, Ashley Battle, the former Liberty player, here with me, calling the game tonight, and she'll be with us here on Yes as Candace Parker hits that shot. Ashley will be with us throughout the season, and we welcome her here. Ashley, it's so good again to have you here doing the game.
Thank you, thank you. It's so exciting to be back in Barclays. You know, it's fantastic. It's lively crowd in here. Amazing.
Kalia Copper stopped by the Spider, Rebecca Allen. Candace Parker can't get the follow to go. And that's something we were talking about earlier in the week, too. Oh, what a look. Ionescu to Beck Allen. She knows the angle from her netball days in Australia.
I mean, that is a fantastic pass with a fantastic finish right there.
Ionescu, 6 rebounds and 3 assists in 8 minutes off the bench as we take a look here at Rebecca Allen's block. And then Sabrina here at the other end, Ashley. Great bounce pass. And look at the form from Allen.
That should go on a poster.
It should.
It should. That was
You're
a really great.
right.
That was a really great shot.
As Allie Quigley hits her first free throw, and Sabrina Ionescu will get a break as Michaela Onyenwede, the rookie out of UCLA, comes back in. She's had a phenomenal season.
She has. I would imagine this will be a quick break for Ionescu. I mean, she's really impacted the game, although not scoring-wise, but she's impacted the game with getting her teammates involved.
Now, I have to ask you this. Onyenwede scored 29 points against Atlanta. She has 40 total points in the 6 games since, as Laney, with the hard work, has called for the travel there. But she's struggled, especially from the field lately. Is there, she just came out of her college season. Is there a wall that rookies hit, Ashley?
Oh, absolutely. The rookie wall. That's what we like to call it. And you don't know when it's going to happen. it just hits you like a ton of bricks. And I believe, you know, just them coming off of the long trip again. And
oh, that has something to do with it.
That had a little bit to do with it.
Good D there by Laney, getting into the passing lane, disrupting that pass to Courtney Vandersloot. Sloot now the 4th player with 2,000 assists in the WNBA. Just unbelievably tremendous as Heber gets the short jumper to go. Her first 500 assists took 106 games, the next 590 games, the next 557 games, and the most recent 553 games. So she gets better with age, does Sloot.
That's a really impressive stat.
Absolutely. This time she's on the receiving end of an assist, and she lays it up and in. It's a great look by Parker. A 6-0 run has ballooned the lead back up to the largest for the Sky at 11.
Chicago leads 33-22.
So we're seeing some runs here for both squads, but the latest one gives the Chicago Sky an 11-point lead, which matches their largest of the game. We're back with live action here. Liberty trailing by 11 once again. Looking to chip away as they did before. Kylie Shook dials it up, knocks it down. Ain't no such things as halfway crooks. I beat the DJ to it.
You did.
Come on now. Oh, nice look inside to Candace Parker from Courtney Vandersloot, and they answer. But Kylie Shook really started to come to life on that West Coast trip. Walt Hopkins wants her to shoot, especially from 3 more, as Wickham can't get it to go, but Kylie Shook hit the first 3 for New York tonight. They are 1 for 14 from downtown, trailing by 12 as Parker gets another one to fall. Candace Parker now with 11 points and 8 boards already at the 2.5-minute mark as Michaela Onyenwere goes baseline and lays it up and in. So the Liberty hanging around, Ashley.
Right. Walt talked a little bit about Candace Parker and the media presser prior to the game about how much she can affect the game. Offensively, defensively, and the job that the Liberty want to do is just really limit what she's going to do. Either make her a scorer and she doesn't affect you in any other category, or make her play defense.
And that's what makes Courtney Vandersloot so good. She draws multiple defenders, and her court vision, Ashley, is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Second to none.
Onyenwere tries to go at Candace Parker, and she is denied. Under 2 minutes to play here as Copper gets ahead of the field, lays it up and in with the left, and the Sky are doing whatever they want right now here at Barclays Center, up by 14.
Need a bucket right here. Need a good possession with a good shot.
Wickham tried to force that one into Allen. It gets blocked away, and the Sky set up once again. 90 seconds to go as that was Quigley running into Copper, almost like she was setting a screen. That was weird.
Yeah, it really was, but it worked out because Candace shot a 3.
There you go.
Maybe that was the play.
11-2 run here for the Sky as there's the collision. That's like the hidden ball trick in baseball. Have everybody focus on what happened there and then have Candace hit a 3.
It's definitely distracting. But the game must go on. You got to keep playing.
Jazz Jones, sweet music from the perimeter in rhythm, and she knocks it down. Liberty down 14 still, just 2 of 15 from deep. That definitely has to change. Great look inside to Vandersloot. She's fouled. That was Allie Quigley with the look from the perimeter. You just read Sloot's lips. Nice look.
That was a great play. That was a great pass right behind the defense. I don't even know if she really fouled her. It looked like she kind of missed her.
Vandersloot gets the roll there. Coming up at the half, Ashley and I will go one-on-one with the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert. Also have stats and analysis from first half action. It's all coming up on the halftime show, so stick around. Hear from the commissioner, very excited to talk to the commish.
She's going to be so shocked that I'm on the other end. interviewing her.
As Benijah Laney will hit the free throw line. Liberty's first free throw of the game. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky are a perfect 7 of 7 from the line.
This is a really great way to stop the bleeding. Get to the line and make some free throws.
Scored her 1,000th career point Sunday against the Sparks. 226th WNBA player to reach that plateau. Nice look inside from Sloot to Hebert. Sky looking for a little revenge. The Liberty got them out in Chicago. Started their 7-game slide as Allen can't get that to fall. Legs there might be an issue, as Walt Hopkins told us that before the game. Rebecca Allen still probably trying to find her legs after coming off of that West Coast trip. Bad pass there by the Sky, and the Liberty with the shot clock off could hold for the last shot here. What are you looking for? What kind of shot are you looking for here, Ashley, with the shot clock off?
Definitely the last possession of the game. You don't want to get into an early shot where the Sky can come back and score. It looks like Candace is bleeding, so we're going to have a timeout on the floor.
And what about the Liberty so far here in the first half? I mean, what did you see good from them that they have to multiply in the second half to get back into this game?
Their best offense has been penetrating, and if it's stopped, passing it to an open person for either a 3 or a layup.
And if you talk to them during media day, they always bring up their defensive identity. And it always seems like, Ashley, when they're on point defensively, their offense in transition works a heck of a lot better.
Absolutely. That's definitely a key to the game, is if you can get stops, especially steals in the open court, you can get some easy baskets, where right now we haven't really seen that from the Liberty thus far in the game.
Tomorrow night on the SF, catch NYCFC's next match as the boys in blue battle Atlanta United in an Eastern Conference showdown. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock, streaming live on the SF, and later following Yankees coverage on Yes. We did have 4 teams going at the same time. We had NYCFC, the New York Yankees, the Liberty, and of course the Nets, who lost that heartbreaking Game 7 to the Bucks here at Barclays Center. I tell you, that Kevin Durant that shot to send it into overtime. Amazing. We were both talking about that. It was a turnaround 3 as Steve Nash is here at the arena taking in this Liberty game, but his team came so close. It was, as you said before the game, Kevin Durant's shoe size did him in.
Oh man, he's so long and lanky, and you would expect his feet to be long and lanky as well.
And they were, and it was a 2 and not a 3, unfortunately. Liberty 32 points, a season low for Walt Hopkins' squad here in the first half. We're going to step aside. Don't forget, when we come back, we'll have the commissioner of the WNBA, Kathy Engelbert, with us. Stay tuned for that right here on Yes. New York Liberty basketball on Yes is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win. Take a look at our leading scorers tonight. We saw Candace Parker and Benijah Laney before we went to break. Those are the only players in double digits. Ruthie Hebert, Jazz Jones just a bucket away from hitting double digits. Kylie Shook, Rebecca Allen, they'll have to pick things up. And Courtney Vandersloot and Allie Quigley haven't even started to heat up yet. And the Sky actually have a 16-point lead.
Yes, they do. Coming into the second half, it'd be great to see the Liberty get some stops, some easy buckets in transition, and this would be a different game if they could hit a couple threes.
So good to see Steve Nash here tonight, supporting the W, wearing his WNBA orange hoodie. Such a successful season for his Brooklyn Nets squad. Never quite had all 3 superstars healthy at the same time. And when they do next season, boy, that team is going to just be something special to watch. This Thursday, the Liberty's Pride game returns. Join the Liberty for their annual Pride celebration as they take on the Chicago Sky at 7 o'clock. Tickets are on sale now. Visit Ticketmaster.com/NYLiberty to buy yours. Plus, you'll receive a special Pride-themed giveaway on game night. Walt Hopkins squad getting ready to mount a comeback, and they'll need it, Ashley, because they're down by 16 and can't say it enough. This is a team, Ash. They rely on the three. They're first in the WNBA with their percentage of points coming from downtown. Almost 41% of their points are from the perimeter, and tonight they are just 2 for 16. That's 12.5%. That has to flip in the second half if they're going to be coming back here against a very dangerous Sky team.
Absolutely. It needs to be a tale of two halves for the Liberty, where they can get to the free throw line and get some easy buckets and also connect on a three-point ball.
We'll see if that happens as the Sky control here as the second half gets underway. And again, safe to say, without Allie Quigley and Courtney Vandersloot cooking yet, and there is Sloot, as I mentioned that.
Right on time.
Right
huh?
on cue, and they have an 18-point lead now. Sammy Whitcomb, strong move to the bucket, lays it in with the right. It's exactly what you talked about, Ashley.
Going to need more of that. That's exactly what the Liberty needs. But they also need to get a stop.
And Candace Parker is destroying them from the perimeter right now. Perfect 3 for 3. And 6 of 12 from the field is Parker. Michaela Onyenwede. Bad pass outside. Stephanie Dolson was able to get it out to Kalia Copper, and she knocks down the jumper, and that's going to lead to a timeout from Walt Hopkins. We're going to step aside, the Liberty down by, and we're going to stay here. We're going to stay here, I beg your pardon, as Walt Hopkins not happy with his team's effort here early on in the third quarter. A 21-point deficit for his New York Liberty squad, and they've had their issues in the third quarter all season long, Ashley, and they're continuing here tonight.
This is not the time to let that continue. We definitely need to get a couple of stops and some easy transition buckets, and if they can hit their three ball, this could get them back in the game in no time.
The Sky 4 for 13 from downtown. 3 of those makes are from their all-world player Candace Parker. Liberty cut the deficit down to 5 at 27-22. Since that point, Ashley, 28-12 in favor of Chicago.
Ugh.
That sound multiplied by infinity, yes. Rebecca Allen dials it up and knocks it down. Liberty needed that big time.
Absolutely. It's good to see her connect on her first three-point attempt in the second half. She struggled a little bit in the first half shooting the three ball.
Shooting just under 38% as a team. That's second in the WNBA and just 3 for 17 tonight, and Chicago can't miss.
Watch the footwork. Watch the footwork. Candace is putting on a clinic right now.
Kylie Shook thought about it, gives it back to Sabrina Ionescu, who's checked back in, back to Shook, wing 3, and it's good. Kylie Shook knocks it down. She is 2 for 3 from downtown. Liberty are going to need their perimeter game if they want to get back into this one against the Sky. And the outset of the third here after that timeout from Walt Hopkins. Good thing so far out of that timeout. Copper, no good. Good defensive set there for the Liberty, as Copper had to get that one up late.
Got to take it one possession at a time and a stop and a score.
Another strong move to the goal by Whitcomb, but she can't get it to go as the Sky playing 5-on-4 right now. Diamond DeShields goes right into the lane, takes it right at Laney and puts it in. Lead back up to 19. 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. Thank you for joining us here on the YES Network tonight for this New York Liberty contest between the Liberty and the Sky, as Rebecca Allen a little too strong on that three. Chris Sheeran, Ashley Battle former Liberty star. Calling this one with me is Copper having her way with the Liberty defense.
Yeah, that was poor defense by Sabrina right there. She reached, and Copper was definitely teaching on that play.
Laney backs down to Shields, and she will head to the free throw line. So it is a Rutgers show right now, Ashley.
Absolutely. You see Sabrina reach a little bit, but push her out of position, and Copper with the finish.
Copper 4th all-time in scoring at Rutgers. Sue Wicks, another former Liberty player. Tyler Scaife, Cappy Pondexter, another former Liberty. And Kalia as Benijah hits her first. Sky have made
Kia Vaughn
as well.
Had a lot of Rutgers players there come through here.
Ashley, the Sky have made 14 of their last 15 shots.
It's hard to beat a team when they're on fire like this, but you got to dig in defensively. They ran the same play in the first half where Candace pretty much did the same thing. Post
moves for days for Candace Parker.
If there's young players out there who are interested in playing the game, Candace Parker would be a great person to look at because she can really do a little bit of everything where she can shoot the ball. Candace Parker right here with the footwork. Hesitate, go up with the shot fake, up and under. Nice finish. And she's able to do all of that on different multiple levels of the game. And she's a great person to watch and want to emulate your game after.
Dolson threw an elbow. Nothing was called as Whitcomb is holding her side after that play. And it'll stay with Chicago with 10 seconds to shoot. Dolson is going to be on the 3-on-3 Olympic basketball squad, so congratulations to her and the rest of her squad for qualifying. Saw another one of her teammates earlier this season in Kelsey Plum. A long one for Candace Parker. That one does not fall. Her first miss from distance.
That one may have been a little bit out of range.
The bank is open. Deposits only. Laney puts it in. 14 for Laney. Now Candace is just showing off. Oh, Miss Parker. Miss Parker. The handles in the left. Are you kidding me?
Put her in a mixer and finish with the left. Again, Candace is putting on a clinic. You young ones out there watching, I would Google that name. YouTube Candace Parker.
Sabrina Ionescu couldn't rattle that one down. Liberty down 21 as Copper called for the offensive foul. And with just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter, going to take another look at Candace Parker here, Ashley, putting on a clinic, as you said, between her legs. This places Rebecca Allen and hits the left. WNBA All-Star is back. Head over to WNBA.com/vote or download the new WNBA app to vote daily until June 27th. You should definitely be voting for that woman right there, Benijah Laney.
Absolutely. She's been balling all year and definitely deserving to play in that game.
Candace Parker as well. Last game against Connecticut, she had 3 points. Nice look from Laney to Odom, and she lays it up and in. 1 for 6 from the floor against Connecticut in 26 minutes. Tonight, 23 points, 9 of 16 from the field in 18 minutes.
Putting on a show.
Another nice look inside to Vandersloot from Parker. She can do everything.
There's nothing on this court that she can't do, and she was also getting lessons from the late, great Kobe Bryant, who some of these moves that she's done, I've seen him do, and you can tell that she's definitely taken everything that he's taught her to heart and demonstrating, and it's translating on the court.
You were close to Kobe as well, so I'm sure his loss devastated you as it did everyone, but especially you personally.
Oh man, I mean, I had the ability to meet everyone, meet the players and practice with them and the coaching staff. And just like you said, Kobe and I became pretty close over the last couple years, and you know, cried like a baby, just like the rest of the world. And we're still mourning their loss. And you know, I still every once in a while will look at a text message and just say, I just can't believe this.
He had such a connection to players and the league in general. And of course, his daughter G was on the fast track.
Oh my goodness, she was built and played like him. It was the freakiest thing I've ever seen.
The videos of her working with him were phenomenal to watch.
I remember being at practice and looking at him and was like, she's you. And he just started laughing. I'm like, this isn't funny. Like,
100%,
she's you.
100%. Courtney Vandersloot can't get it to fall, but look at the work by Copper in the paint. Offensive rebound, that's another problem the Liberty have had with their opposition. Too many second chance opportunities. And you can't give this Sky squad a lot of opportunities, as we're seeing here tonight.
Oh, look at that. But shot clock violation.
After the second chance opportunity, the Sky taking a little bit too much time.
Shut him down. Shut him down.
DJ is on point here.
On point right now.
DJ Rhea getting it done. Liberty still trail by 21 though here. Oh, what a move by Laney, and she's fouled.
Count it. Get out of my head. Get out of my head, Chris.
That tends to happen.
Najalin with the up and under. Reverse at a difficult angle. Count it.
8 points for Benijah in the quarter, 18 for the game. This could be her 19th as she misses that, but she'll scramble for her own rebound with 14 to shoot as she resets here for New York. Mismatch with Dulcin covering her. Notices it takes the jumper, doesn't go though. And the rebound to Parker.
I think she rushed that just a little bit, got a little excited having Stephanie switch out on her.
Allie Quigley.
Can't leave her open.
No, she drills the three, and the lead is the largest at 22. Pass deflected there from Ionescu, looking for Shook. These two teams are at the top of the league in pace as well. And Diamond DeShields gets out in front of the pack and lays it up and in, and she'll head to the free throw line.
That was a textbook fast break right there. The ball never once hit the ground.
2018, number 3 overall pick, Diamond DeShields. Another look at it here. And Laney with the foul as DeShields will head to the free throw line. Top 3 picks that year? Asia Wilson, Kelsey Mitchell, Diamond DeShields. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. I mean, I would take all 3 of them if I could on my team.
Sky have made 19 of their last 23 shots. Needless to say, they are on fire.
And I just love Diamond's rec specs.
I do too. I had some ugly ones in high school, but they were the color of my uniform, so at least I had that going for me. Sabrina with a quick jumper off glass, doesn't get it to go. Still looking for her first points of the game. She does have 6 boards and 4 assists as that pass for Stevens a little long, and it'll go back to the Liberty.
I know she wants to make an impact so badly that sometimes you just get rushed in those situations where you see it opening. She had an open 3 earlier today, and also just that layup right there is a shot that she would normally make.
Sammy Whitcomb on the pass, no good. Liberty now 4 for 22, 18% from downtown. It's got to be frustrating too for Ionescu, who's trying to do everything she did at the beginning of the season. It's just not happening right now. Good defense there as Whitcomb causes the turnover. Jazz Jones gets the tough shot to fall, looking for the foul as well. But an excellent job by Jones there.
terrific play with the crossover at midcourt, driving, tough shot, tough angle. And to your point, I'm sure it is very frustrating for her. And players go through slumps. It happens. It's just a matter of just keeping your confidence up, continue to play hard, and just try to get to the line. I think she really needs an easy bucket.
Wickham can't get that one to fall. Now 4 for 23 from 3 are the Liberty, and that's their bread and butter. They need that to happen. 41% of their points, which is first in the league, come from the perimeter, and they are shooting 17%. Vandersloot misses the mid-range, and we're going to stay here with a loose ball foul. That's on Kylie Shook. That'll be her first. And the team's 4th foul here in the 3rd quarter. As Kia Stokes comes back into the game.
I'm not quite sure if that was a... I think Candace flopped a little bit right there on that offensive, on that foul.
An Academy Award is...
And the Academy Award goes to Candace Parker for flopping on that push.
Last shot here for the Liberty. Wickham for 3, no good, short. And we're going to step aside when we come back. 4th quarter action. Gut check time for the Liberty when we come back on Yes. We are celebrating Juneteenth here at Barclays Center tonight. The first time the Liberty are celebrating Juneteenth, the first of many. We heard Lift Every Voice and sing the Black National Anthem before the game. The players were out for it, applauding. Just a great night here at Barclays Center, celebrating Juneteenth. Of course, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed by Abraham Lincoln in 1862, but it took 3 years in the Civil War to end before slavery was ended, and it even took a little over 2 months after the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia, as Copper hits that shot, when General Lee surrendered. For the General Order 3 to reach Texas on June 19th. And that was a Union general going to Texas to let them know that the war was over and slavery was over as well. Just a great night celebrated here by the New York Liberty. President Biden made it a federal holiday as well, signed that into law, and it's just so cool that the Liberty are doing this, and they're going to be doing it every year.
It's so great to have the acknowledgement of what our ancestors had to go through, and to see the leagues recognizing that and being a part of this celebration tonight means a lot to me.
Well, it's an honor to have you here on this night, Ashley, as Kia Stokes with the block on Ruthie Hebert. Absolutely.
Welcome back, Kia Stokes.
Back from playing overseas in Eurobasket. Not missing a beat is Stokes. Working hard down there on the block with Copper as Wickham gets to the basket, and she is fouled by Quigley. Actually, they're going to call that on Kalia Copper. My apologies.
That was a great block by Kia Stokes, and that's something that the Liberty needs, is a presence inside, a defensive presence inside that can block shots and alter different shots.
And the name of that Union general who went to Texas, Gordon Granger. And the General Order 3 was to let Texas know that slavery had come to an end. And Texas was actually the first state to adopt it as a holiday back in 1980.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, exactly. I had to come correct, or my history teachers in high school would not be happy with me here tonight.
My mom's who's listening, she wouldn't be happy either.
Shot made there by Allie Quigley. Lead back up to 25. That's been the largest lead here for Chicago tonight. The commissioner just came up to say hi to Ashley.
All my peoples, I gotta say hello, give them big hugs.
As Sammy Wickham gets to the bucket and lays it in. Sammy Wickham now 3 of 10 from the field. She has 7 points. Nice look inside once again. Boy, Chicago has been on point on the offensive side of the ball. Crisp passing, we told you at the top, one of the top assisting teams in the league. 24 assists on 33 made field goals for the Chicago Sky tonight. My goodness, are they a well-oiled machine, and they are healthy once again. And that's why we are seeing that here tonight at Barclays Center. As Copper fouled by Jazz Jones there. But Ashley, I know you were busy.
I know, I'm sorry. I had to take a little break. The commissioner came up, and Bethany Donovan, who's also a former W player, who now works at the WNBA as well. And those are my people. That, you know, I worked some time in the league office, so.
You're not going to hear any complaints from me. You got to do what you got to do. You're extremely popular, Ashley.
Who would have thought?
I did. Quigley gets into the lane, lays it up and in, and she will head to the line to go for 3 the old-fashioned way. Quigley in double digits. She's got 13. And I was mentioning here, Ashley, that this Chicago Sky team is night and day from the first meeting of these two teams out in Chicago, because they're completely healthy. Candace Parker's back in the fold. I know they're missing a Stu and Dor Fall, but she's a big piece of this team as well. But for the most part, they are healthy. Azare Stevens, Ruthie Hebert, Copper, Quigley. This is a team that's supposed to compete for a championship this season. So when they lost those 7 straight games, it was kind of eyebrow raising. But since Candace Parker's come back, my goodness.
Candace has definitely steadied the ship. And you can see they've taken off. They've taken off, and they're taking no prisoners and really attacking, really being aggressive. And when you have someone like Allie Quigley coming off the bench who could contribute offensively, that's who's scoring double digits multiple nights, game in and game out, it's just really important for a team to have that presence off the bench as well.
Whitcomb finally hits her first 3 of the game. She's 1 of 6 from downtown. And she's got 8 points. Quigley left alone. Whitcomb couldn't get over the screen. Liberty started 0 for 12. Since then, they are 5 for 13 from downtown. Nice work there by Ionescu, waiting patiently for an open teammate. And even better defense there by Quigley, poking it away from Whitcomb. 8 to shoot.
That play drives me nuts.
Why is that?
Because it's like you got them beat, but you don't. As an offensive player, that play drives me nuts.
I'm assuming that's happened to you in the past.
It has. You know who did that to me once?
Who?
Sue Bird.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like,
so your former UConn teammate did you dirty.
She did me wrong.
You played with some all-world players. Let me tell you, Swin Cash, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, the list goes on and on and on.
My 2002 team, we went undefeated that year. We won 39 and 0. We went 39 and 0. That was pretty much the 2012 Olympic team.
Yeah, pretty much, huh? Unbelievable. We're going to step aside. We come back. Fourth quarter action here at Barclays Center. Unbelievable play brought to you by Oculus. We can't blame you. You're a competitor. 3-time NCAA champ, 2003 Big East Defensive Player of the Year, over 1,000 points in 149 games in an undefeated season. What a career at UConn for you. Just unbelievable, Ashley.
You know, in retrospect, I did have a pretty good career at UConn.
You think? You think?
In one of those years, I think I should have won Defensive Player of the Year in 2004 as well.
Well, how about this? Your 4 years, 132 and 13.
Oh, wow.
Is that good?
Not too shabby.
I don't know.
I don't even count my 5th year. How many games did I lose in my 5th year?
8.
Yeah, it's such a blur.
And you only
my
made it
fifth
to
year.
the Sweet 16. What was wrong with you guys?
I mean, we had some issues my fifth year.
And you had that fifth year because you got hurt your first year in 2000-2001. How much did that hurt you? The double entendre here. But how much did that hurt having to watch that season too?
Oh man, I was playing as a freshman and we had a very talented team. And I had Tommy John surgery.
Really?
I did.
Interesting.
Where what basketball players.
So you
just
tore
such a-
your UCL?
I did.
In your right?
My left arm.
In your left arm.
So what happened was I dove on the floor. So my body's on the floor and my hand's on the ball. And someone went to dive on the ball, missed the ball completely, and landed on my elbow.
Oh my God.
Ugh. I get chills still thinking about it.
I just got the chills all over my body. I can't even think about that. I'm not good with injuries. Another block for Kia Stokes. Making her presence felt with authority. Ruthie that was Azare Stevens with the catch. And then a kick out, 6 to shoot here. Dana Evans, step back 3. Doesn't go. It'll be Liberty ball, down 21. Dana Evans and you have a little something in common too.
What's that?
When she was in 6th grade, she was 5 feet tall, 82 pounds. And after she took a charge in a 6th grade game, the then coach of Valpo, it was Keith Freeman, said, I want to offer you a scholarship right now when she was in 6th grade. And a similar thing happened to you in 7th grade, didn't it?
Very similar. I received a full scholarship to William and Mary in the 7th grade. I didn't take it. I thought it was a little too soon to commit.
I think you made out well with your decision.
It turned out all right.
I think it turned out okay. Good work there by Sabrina Ionescu, and she'll get to the free throw line. That's something you said she needs to start doing more of. Attacking, getting to the basket, and getting to the line, and that might turn her back to where she was at the beginning of the season.
Very much so. That was an aggressive move going into the paint, a little hesitation dribble, was able to create some contact, and now she's shooting 2.
Sabrina makes the first. And since her last game with double digits, she had 15 in the win over Dallas. In her last 5 games, she coming into tonight, she was 8 for her last 43 from the field and 5 for her last 26 from downtown. She had 26 total points coming in her last 5, and she scored that many in her triple-double game against Minnesota.
She's in a little sophomore slump right now, sophomore/rookie slump right now. And, you know, she's a very talented player. She'll figure it out.
And if the beginning of the season is any indication, Sabrina will be back, and she did deal with that ankle tendonitis. Her ankle injury was awful in the bubble last season. The way she rolled it and the degree of the sprain that she had, unbelievable. The recovery time, and Walt Hopkins even said at Media Day that they were bringing her along slowly because of the injury still that happened back in the wobble. Another great defensive set, too, by the Liberty, as this team never quits no matter what the score is.
That's the one thing I love about the Liberty. They just continue to fight, and never give up. And you've seen a lot of this in the NBA, where, especially in the playoffs, where teams are down 20 points, and next thing you know, that team won. Oh, nice. Oh, that was a good look.
Have you ever heard basketball is a game of runs? Has that ever come across you in your life?
Game of runs.
We're going to step aside when we come back. The Liberty will have 8 seconds to shoot, down by 19. Liberty Basketball on Yes is brought to you by Oculus from Facebook.
Do you have an Oculus?
I do not. I do not.
I have an Oculus.
I couldn't even tell you what it is. I am so like technology unsavvy.
I'm totally bringing it in. I am totally bringing it in.
Well, what is it? Educate me.
Okay, let me teach you a little something about this Oculus. So it's a headgear. First off, you put it over your face, and it's like virtual reality. So you have these controllers in your hand, and you kind of navigate what you see on through the controllers. So, for example, there's a game, Walking Dead. You know the? Have you ever seen Walking Dead?
Yes. I don't want to see zombies.
Okay, well we could do something else. We could do something else. There's all types of games on there, but it's pretty cool.
I'd be about it. Absolutely.
I'm totally bringing it in.
But Walking Dead, let's stay away.
All right,
from
we'll
that.
stay away from that one. We'll do something easy like.
I don't do good with the horror stuff.
Tennis or something.
that sounds like a plan. It could be baseball too if they have a baseball one.
I don't know. You may throw the controller somewhere. we may not have to do baseball.
You're right. Oh, you educated me on the Oculus. Can you educate the fine folks, when you were growing up in Pittsburgh, how much talent in basketball there was around you?
Well, just on the Liberty alone, you had Swin Cash, Tanisha Wright, and myself.
There you go. All from Pittsburgh.
We all played in the same AAU club, Western Pennsylvania Bruins, and we've been friends since a very long time. Tanisha Wright and I used to have sleepovers. She wrecked my mom's car. That's a story for another time. T, if you're listening, I'm going to tell the story when you wrecked my mom's car.
Does your mom want to hear this too?
Probably not. Probably not.
And you won a national championship with that. I don't know how you didn't, but you did, didn't you?
We did. As 12-year-olds, we won it all and came in third 3 years in a row. After that, we're a very talented AAU program. We had 12 to 15 players. Our top 10 went D1, which is pretty unheard of. And we're all from the Pittsburgh area.
That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Couple other players from my particular club made it pro as well. Jessica Brungo and Kate Bolger.
This might be one of those, those Captain Obvious commercials. This might be one of those questions I'm going to hit you up with. But because of who you grew up around, do you attribute to that why you were so good at UConn and you had the professional career you had?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of talent in Pittsburgh, and I also played with guys all the time. Older, grown men. Let me just call it what it is. Grown men.
You schooled them too, didn't you?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I had to learn, and they never took it easy on me. So I had to learn and play tough. And when I was younger, in the 4th and 5th grade, my aunts and my mom, they would just dominate me. Like literally Charles Barkley backing me down.
But that's what you need in a sense. They saw your future. You didn't at the time because, when you're a kid, when you're a kid, you know everything. But they saw your future. They saw that you had a special talent, and that's why you were so good, my friend.
Right. That's probably why I was a good defensive player. Oh, and one.
Nice look inside by Ionescu to Nay Odom. So Ionescu, 6 points in the game, but she's filling it up. 8 boards, 7 assists. And Nay Odom also has 8 points, and she'll look to make it 9 here.
Dropping dimes.
As the Sky could just dribble this one out, 92-72, as they will take the first of 2 meetings here between the Liberty and the Sky. The next one is on Thursday night. But James Wade, his club evens the season series up with Walt Hopkins' squad. Our first game with Ashley Battle, the woman, the myth, the legend, the Liberty legend is here with me.
Thank you.
She'll be here with Michael Grady as well in July, but she'll be back with me here on Thursday night for another game with the Chicago Sky. Ashley, what do the Liberty need to do on Thursday to flip the script against the Sky team?
Definitely compete defensively. Make open shots when they have to capitalize on them. And stop Candace Parker if you can, because Candace is now 8-0 when she's in the lineup.
And that was 2 great point guards we just saw embracing in Steve Nash and Sabrina Ionescu. And that's going to do it for us here from Barclays Center. Once again, the final score, 92-72 in favor of the Chicago Sky. Join us again Thursday when the New York Liberty once again face the same Chicago Sky. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on the S Network and streaming, of course, on the Yes app. For Ashley Battle and our entire Yes Network crew, I'm Chris Sheeran saying so long, everyone. A, B, and C. We'll see you next time. Have a great night, everybody.